Hey there, and welcome to another edition of Melisa Unplugged. I am out of town again today, and so I wanted to make sure that you had a Monday morning video, even though I'm not here. I welcome comments. So you're welcome to leave me comments here on YouTube. If you're listening to this on the replay on the podcast, you're welcome to leave comments here on the podcast or drop me a message. You're always welcome to drop me a message. You can catch me at melissa@waldorfessentials.com. I probably am going to do Unplugged probably fairly regularly. I try to tackle topics that that I think might make you think some more. And just like I did last time, this time I have a topic that's really weighing heavily on me. I sort of called this video, "What are you avoiding?" And with that, I want you to take a deep breath because I may make you upset, and I'm not trying to. I've been at this a long time, working with families, helping families sort of get on the right path that they, not just for homeschooling, but in life in general. So we work with families that aren't homeschooling, with partners, trying to get them on the same page, and really helping them to navigate some of the things that come up when you're partnering and you're married and you're partnering with and you're trying to figure out the parenting thing, you're trying to figure out your own happiness and your partner's happiness and all of those things. And something that keeps coming up, in fact, we have several clients that we're working with right now where this is an issue that I just really wanted to bring it up and have you sit with it. And it's going to sound kind of silly almost, but I want you to really think about it. I think that often when we're in the throes of parenting, we're in the throes of, we've got little kids, and in our case, we have adult kids and little kids. It's really easy to get disconnected from your partner. It's really easy to sort of, in your mind, fall out of love, like the passionate love, and just sort of be living as roommates. And when that happens, then we start to make decisions or crave things that maybe we wouldn't crave otherwise. So some examples, and please, these are just two examples, and it is absolutely not across the board, but it is definitely something that keeps coming up in the families that we're working with. So please just listen, and if you fall into these categories, I think the best question to ask yourself is, what am I avoiding fixing before I dive into this? So it's yes, again, it's going to sound kind of silly, but the topics are hobby farms and having another baby. So I want you to really think about that for a minute. We have several families that we've worked with where mom has just wanted to dive headlong into having a hobby farm. This is what she wants. It's all her passion. And dad's like, all right. And then he realizes how much money you're going to be spending on animals and then to feed those animals. And then he says, hey, wait a minute, I don't remember signing up for this. Even though he did by not actually saying anything. Or maybe he protested and said, you know what, if you want to do this, you do it, but I'm not going to have anything to do with it. I'm not going to feed these animals. I'm not going to take care of them, but it's going to be your thing. But now he's realizing, okay, wait a minute, it's a thing, and it costs us money, and we can't go on vacation, and we have all these things, and homeschooling is suffering, and home chores are suffering, and other things are suffering. And really and truly, it's your relationship that should be nurtured. See, we have this as women, and it doesn't matter what temperament you are, have this need to nurture, this need to sort of dive in and help others. And sometimes when we forget to nurture ourselves, we might want to run headlong into another project. And sometimes that project, what I'm seeing, is a hobby farm, or we might have more babies, and babies are amazing and wonderful. And, I used to be in the midwifery and lactation circuit, so I am all down for babies. I love babies. Love babies. I have 5 of my own, remember? But when we are seeking to have another baby to fill that void of needing to nurture something, then we have to stop and ask ourselves, wait a minute. Is this because there truly is another spirit that's saying, hey, I'm knocking at your door, mom and dad, I really want to come? Or is this our time that we have to step back and go, I really want to nurture something. Maybe I should nurture my relationship with my partner. Maybe I should nurture myself. Because when we do those things and we nurture ourselves and we nurture our relationships, then beautiful blessings come from that. And those blessings might be a baby. They might be. And they might be a hobby farm. But I want you, if you're sort of standing on this precipice of like, hey, I want to start this really big project, I want you to ask yourself, have I properly nurtured the relationships that are around me? Because what's going to happen is you need those relationships around you to be strong in order to have the support you need. I've seen too many moms have baby after baby after baby and not have the support from dad and just feel like burned out and just not know what to do. And dad goes, well, you wanted all these babies. Now, that's a really bad thing for dad to say. Like, there are dads, and I'm like, dads, don't say that, because they're your babies too. You helped make them. You helped bring them into this world. You're sort of on this journey together. But definitely, if that's sort of where you're going and you're not thinking about the fact that, hey, I need to nurture myself. And I'm not talking about from a selfish space. I'm talking about from a space of sometimes just your basic daily needs to get taken care of. Before we have another baby, before we think about creating another life, we have to make sure that, we've been to the dentist, that we've been able to take care of our own physical health needs, that we feel like we're in a good place, that we feel like we're good emotionally. Because if we don't, that baby is not going to fill that void, and those cows and sheep and that hobby farm is not going to fill that void. Only thing that fills that void is you taking time for you. And the same goes for your partnership. The only thing that fills that void in your partnership is to sort of take it head on and go, hey, I'm not happy. I know you're not happy. We have to figure out how to get happy together because we love these kids and we want to stay married. Or neither one of us is happy. We got to figure out how to be happy, and we might have to be happy apart. So I want you to really think about those things. I also want to say, I do have some clients that have like amazing hobby farms that mom and dad are working on together. There's one that a new family to our program. I was so delighted to read her email because she talked about how her and her husband were on this journey together. It was something they both wanted. He wanted to leave his corporate job, so they were working to have these heritage breed animals, and they were working to have some heritage stock when it came to like vegetables and things like that. And they were super excited to do it together, and they were building a house together. Now that's different. When you're on that journey together, there is something so amazing that comes from just being on it together. And I know because Eric and I have been on this journey together. I'm recording this actually on his birthday, September 15th. And I was reflecting yesterday about like all the crazy places we go together and how we came on this journey to San Diego together. And not once was it my idea or his idea, it was our idea. We did it together. So what happens when you do things together is that you're both invested and you're both all in. And if you're not like invested and both all in, then there's this wishy-washy that happens from one person or the other. There's a space where you're not like totally invested and the other person can totally feel it. So either if it's you or your partner, you have to sort of sort that out. You have to sort of decide, hey, wait a minute. I want to be all in here. I want to be all in because I have to tell you, being all in feels amazing. It feels amazing when everybody's all in. You're in it together, you're sort of laughing, and you carry each other's burdens a lot easier. You have a lot more grace for the other person. You have a lot of gratitude for the other person. So when you're in that space, it feels really good and things flow easily. But when you're not in that space, it sort of feels like you're tight and cramped and you're trying to sort of roll a boulder up a hill. That's no way to live. That's no way to live. So if you are in that space and you're thinking and you've had these pangs of, oh, I want this big thing, whether it be a farm, a baby, or, some other giant thing that you want to start that's going to absolutely affect your family. Maybe it's a business endeavor. Maybe it's just something that you just want that's all yours. And that's okay, because I am absolutely down for having something that just belongs to you. But at the same time, we want to make sure we're nurturing those relationships. We want to make sure that we are giving them our all. So that's what I had to share with you today. Thanks for joining me for Melissa Unplugged. You can catch us at waldorfessentials.com, and you can catch me at Instagram at Waldorf Essentials or Waldorf_Essentials. You can catch us here on Facebook or on YouTube. If you have any questions or ideas or things you want me to talk about, please just drop me a note. And I will be back with a live video next week. And I will see you guys later.